Friday night. It's Friday night. We need mics, right? Do I have microphones? Yes. Scotty says, oh yeah. He knew what question I was going to ask. So there we go, Scott. Now, Scott, this question is just for you since there's nobody in here yet. Did you look at my face or did you look at the LCDs on the wall? You're supposed to look at my face, buddy. That's more important. You know something, you're something else. Hey, Woody, how you doing? So we got Friday night going. So remember, just for you guys to know, if I can stop splashing myself in the eyes with this, next Friday is Black Friday, so I won't be here. I don't know where I'm going to be. That's why I'm not doing a show for Thanksgiving weekend. Gives me a weekend off. Can you blame me? So let's say hi to Woody. If I click there, I should get a hello for oh, you know what? I forgot to comb my hair. Thinking, well, that's it. That's my first mistake for the night, is the hair is not combed. What can I tell you? Mr. Camera Junkie doesn't have that problem. I don't know why he doesn't have that problem. Hi, Lewis and Aiden. How you doing, Aiden? How you doing, big boy? He's not even paying attention, right? So he's saying hello. And what is today's date? Today is November 18th. So I did put this camera. I did put this camera up for sale. So and I keep getting these. Hey, how come it's so dark over here? You can't remember from 1 minute to the next? Well, I guess not. That's better. I don't want to adjust the Canon. No. That would be a big mistake. So, can I go back to that camera? Can I? Yes, I think I can. Okay, so I wanted to make that a little bit brighter, and I wanted to give the saturation a little bit of a bump, and I want to be at the top of the frame. There we go. Done. One and done. So, Aiden is listening. Okay, here we go. Hello, Aiden. How you doing, Aiden? I'm singing a song for you. Do you have a piano? Hey, Aiden, do you have a piano that you can play? You have to play your piano. Hey, Aiden, you have to play that piano tonight. Oh, Aiden, I'm singing a song just for you. So that's Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie. He has a son named Aiden. And he said that Aiden was listening. So yay, Aiden, how you doing? Good to see you, Aiden. Peter loves you. Yes, I do. All the Eagles in Virginia say hello. Did the group grow? Hotel California? And oh no, not that one. Okay, I saw you on Facebook. I put the Canon, what is the name of it? R6 for sale on Facebook, and I must have gotten 30 people that say, "Is it still available?" Is that like a trick? Is that like a con job? I don't get why so many people would text me, is it still available? I do know the ones that where they go, you know, if you list something for $100, I'll give you $50 right now. Okay, yeah, well, thanks, all right? But thanks, but no thanks, as they say. So all the Eagles say hello in Virginia. That is Woody. Woody Mallory, you look more handsome tonight. What did you do? I saw some of your pictures on Facebook because I was trying to figure something out on Facebook. First of all, how to list that camera. So I do have the R6 for sale on Facebook. So I know you spend more time in Facebook, Woody, right? See if you can find my ad. It's a Canon EOS R6 for $2,050, shipping included. So let's see if you could find that. And if not, then I did it wrong. So Norm says, Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies around the world. And he put a little globe there. Norm, you're getting so fancy. How you doing it up there? up there in Canada. So, Charles Richard, hello to everybody. My turkey is in the fridge, marinating. Mine is in the fridge, and tomorrow I'm going to start the process of cooking my turkey. So I'm actually divided between two different ways to cook the turkey. So when I went to Publix, when was it? Yesterday? They just brought in the fresh turkeys, and they mismarked one. And the guy said, oh, this one's mismarked, because the fresh turkeys are like double the price. The turkey should have been like $30, $35 for the fresh one. Organic, fresh turkey at Publix. And it was like $15 and change. 15, 23, something like that. And I said, can I buy it like that before you change it? He said, well, I'm going to turn away. And if you take it, there's nothing I can do. So I put it in my basket, and he didn't say no, no, no. So I bought a fresh organic turkey, not frozen, for $15. So now I'm going to cook 2 turkeys. And the reason that let's complete a sentence. I could do that. The reason that I said I want to cook the 2 turkeys is because I'm torn between 2 different ways of cooking it. One is in the oven, and the other is in sous vide. You guys know what sous vide means? It's basically like an oven, but instead of using hot air, it uses hot water. And you have to put your food into a bag that's sealed, because you don't want water touching your food. You just want the heat from the water, and you want it touching your food. So the advantage of that is you pick the temperature. So I'm going to cook one turkey at 130, let's say 137 degrees for 12 hours, okay? So that's going to make it completely safe to eat, because with sous vide, it's temperature and time together. In the oven, it's just temperature. So unless you get to 165 degrees on a turkey, you can have poisons, okay? But you can't cook it at a specific temperature. Like I want my cookies. I want my turkey cooked to 155 degrees in the oven. Now, if I had an oven that would allow me to cook to 155 degrees fairly accurately, I would put it in there probably for maybe an hour or so. But you can't, because you can't get 138 degrees, 155. So I'm going to put the oven roasted turkey in with my own shenanigans. In other words, I got a recipe how I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to get under the skin. I'm going to make a butter with the zest of a whole orange and sage and other kinds of stuff that I could put on there. And then I'm going to put that in which one am I talking about? I forgot. Well, the one that's the one that's going in the oven is going to go in the oven at 325 until the joint, well, I can't point down there, but between the leg and the body, right in there, I'm going to put the probe. And when that gets to 155, I'm pulling it. And it'll slowly rise up to 163, 165, 167, and then it'll pull back down. The other one's going in the a sous vide bath. I'm going to bring that to 137 degrees for 12 hours. Okay, so I will be doing that, and then I'm going to take it out and then save it for Thursday, where I'm going to put it into the oven again and bring that one up to 155 degrees. So each one's going to have a little bit different thing. Now, I've learned for myself, and everybody can argue with me, that's okay. Arguments are fun, as long as we're doing it nice and sweet, okay? I'm going to do my turkeys in the 2 different ways. I was going to say something else. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I have a belief from my own experience, not from experience like I've been a cook or chef for 25 years, that whatever you put on the skin doesn't make it down into the meat. Now you can argue with me. You could say, Peter, you don't know what the double hockey sticks, whatever it is, you're talking about. But that's what I found. I have put all kinds of stuff on the turkey. Crazy. And the turkey always comes out the same. It tastes the same every time. Okay? Now I can change the taste of the turkey from the inside of the cavity. So on the cavity this year, I'm putting onions and garlic and apples and oranges, not chopped up too much. And what that's going to do is it's going to steam from the heat from the inside and permeate through the meat. So the meat will get, and sage, lots of sage, thyme, and rosemary, okay? And that flavor will get into the meat. That's just what I found. So don't be shooting the messenger. That's just what I found on my own turkey. So Charles started this whole thing, and I think I made pretty much of a mess explaining it. So I'll do it again in a little bit. Okay. Hello to everybody. My turkey's in the fridge, marinating. And Norm says it's a cool autumn night in Toronto. Not a snowflake in sight. All the stockings were hung on the chimney with care. Not a snowflake in sight. Any such wear. Okay, I'll do it better, Norm. Jim, thank you. I wanted to thank you publicly. So he's saying hello to everybody and a shout out to Aiden. And Jim sent me a gift card for my birthday. It's a month later that I'm thanking him, but I haven't seen him come on. But I did thank him in the email where I got the gift card. I'm not that dumb. But I did want to say thank you to Jim Mundy for sending me the gift card for my birthday. My thank you is almost 30 days late, but the gift card was right on time. So thank you, Jim. What a good guy you are. I don't believe everything I heard about you. You're all right. No, I'm just kidding. So Charles says he is going to fry his turkey in peanut oil. Now, I would be very tempted to do that, okay? Except there's two things. With a fryer full of oil sitting in the backyard scared me because Jingles was around. And I could just see that thing toppling and killing him. Okay, well, the dog next door killed Jingles, but that's a sad story. But that and the kids next door on the other side have little kids. Like, let's say an adult is that big. Well, they had little kids. So I've always shied away from that fryer. It's a personal thing. It's not like I'm telling the whole world don't use a fryer. Okay, I'm just saying, you know, that I don't know. It kind of scares me a little bit. So Charles says his butterball turkey was so expensive this year. I could have saved more money if I were eating Thanksgiving in a restaurant or get invited somewhere. You just have to show up. Bring a pecan pie from Costco or a pumpkin pie or whatever your favorite dessert is to bring, or whatever you do with your gifts. I'm not going to tell you which gifts to pick, okay? And then you get company and somebody else pays for all the food. Now that's kind of cheating because I like everybody to come here, okay? So I don't mind. But you could shop very, very well. I paid, I think I paid $17 for my 15-pound butterball at Publix, okay? And then when it gets closer to Thanksgiving, you have to pay attention because they try to clear out the turkeys at 50 cents a pound. Hello, stock it up for next year. Stuff it in your freezer, okay? And you're going to get a turkey for $5. I've done that a couple of times. Okay, so let's see. Charles, where is Charles? There's Charles. I have to put a star next to his name. And Norm says it's a cool night. Jim says hello and a shout out to Aiden. And Charles said he is cooking his turkey in peanut oil. And Charles also said that his butter balls were very expensive this year. And we got up to Lewis. Hey, Lewis, how are things in Canada, big boy? I am happy to see you. And remember, next Thursday or next Friday, there's no show. Okay, it's Black Friday, and I don't know if I'm going to be home or going to be swept off somewhere. And that is what is going on. So Lewis is also saying hello to everybody here. Did you guys notice that the coloring has been updated? Some of you guys snuck in when I did a live show. When was it? Just a few nights ago. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, it must have been Tuesday night, or was it Monday night? So Jim says you are very welcome. Enjoy. And Lewis is saying happy Thanksgiving to everybody in America. Yeah, Charles. This is Charles' comment. My favorite part of Thanksgiving, Charles says, is the prayer, of course, and everybody gathering. I'm adding the words in. He says, is the Macy's parade. I do my cooking while the Macy's parade is parading. So that is part of the tradition. And it isn't just for the last few years. It's been since before a teenager. We would have the Macy's parade playing, and my mother would be making Thanksgiving, or when I went to other places. And Lewis is asking me, what are you eating tonight? Tonight, I went off of my stringent diet or eating method. I shouldn't call it a diet. And I made, in Greek, it's called fasolakia. It's a white bean. It's a white small bean, and you mix it, and they're in cans, the Goya cans, okay? And you put lemon, oil, vinegar, garlic, chopped parsley, and I did that and a half a baked potato. And so I did that because I got a feeling I'm light on potassium, because I'm getting, like we discussed, what was it, last week? I'm getting those pains in my chest, and I didn't know if it's my heart. It's the first thing you're going to think is your heart, right? Oh, pain in my chest. It's the big one. Is it Elizabeth? How did he say it? So Lewis is saying something about Charles's new avatar. Here's Charles's new avatar. He's thanking him. But it does look pretty cool. He looks like he's out on a safari. So Randy, oh, how you doing? You're not sleeping. Randy should be sleeping. Who else falls asleep? Jim Monday. You both guys, what happened to you? Jim Monday falls asleep during the show. And Norm. So what did I do? Wait, am I shouting too high? Should I talk a little lower? It doesn't do a whole lot of good for my voice when I scream all night. So Randy found the ad on Facebook. Good. Let's pray that it sells, and then I'm free to buy the R6 Mark II, or who knows, I might move to another camera again. It's like I got ants in my pants. So it's dinner time. I don't know what to eat. Eat something that makes you happy. I mean, I didn't say eat really bad, okay? But where's my mic? Oh, it's hiding. Does it sound okay? Yeah, I want it to be open. I don't like it to be muffled. Eat something that gives you peace, because a couple of my friends said I should change my picture profile to baby pictures. I wouldn't do that. You know why? When I see a baby picture, and a lot of other people feel the same way, they don't take the channel seriously. It's like it's the guy's clowning around. I'm going to have a somewhat keto Thanksgiving, Lewis. Guess who's coming to visit me? You know, Jonathan, the violinist. I had his CD here. He might be coming, and he might have to spend the night. So he's going to come to town, and actually he's going to Tampa, because he's going to have, they're building a violin from scratch. He's going to be the new Stradivarius, okay? And he said, well, I'm in Tampa. I'm going to take the train or a bus, and I want to come down and see you, but I won't have any place to stay. I said, stay with me. I only have a twin bed, so I might push you out of the bed. You might sleep on the floor. Now, we got a couple of couches in the TV room, and so Jonathan might come down, and that is cool. Oh, here's Mark. I saw Mark the other night. Peter, have you ever experienced the holidays in a cold area? That's how you really experience holidays, snow and cold. I know. I've lived here. I've only experienced snow one time in my adult life, Mark. Can you believe that? Since you're good at taking pictures, I like to see pictures of snowscapes and snow. So when you're doing your black and white, figure out how to do a snowy hill with the black trees and the sun with the star, where it looks like a, you know, like a star. That would be so cool. So how you doing, Mark? I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen you, and you remind me of Raymond. He's been going to a lot of games, but I like, wait, let me put your avatar back up. I like that avatar. I commented on it before, but I want to do it again. I want to give you a little love. Look at that avatar. He's sitting there on some kind of a bench. I assume that's you sitting there. It's a handsome young dude. I guess it's Mark. Okay, and he's got the pictures on like on a gallery, and I can't tell from the distance here. It looks like it's either a tile floor or a wooden floor. Very nice avatar. So, is it snowing up there where you guys are in the cold? Oh, look, Lewis answered my question. Yeah, it's about to snow. Okay, it's gonna snow soon. There we go. Charles says, I have not seen Sly for a while. How often do you see her? I was texting with her 4 or 5 days ago, and just updating her on our house stuff going on here. And so she's fine. She got quite ill, for those of you that didn't know. Sly got really, really, really ill. And in a very serious, I think she wound up in the hospital. But she's home, and she's, I didn't ask her if she's going back to work, but she did buy 2 M6 Mark IIs. You hear that, Lewis? She didn't buy 1, she bought 2 of the Canon M6 Mark IIs. So, Randy says the R6 will be delayed for parts. As long as my picture's looking good like this, the only thing wrong here is once I get it down pat the way I like it, I can't save this. That is a negative for me. So if it's delayed for parts, then it's the same thing like everything else. Woody says, I'm sorry I could not find the ad. It took Randy a while. You got to go to the marketplace, put R6, Canon R6 Mark II free shipping, and see if one comes up for $2,050. R6 Mark II free shipping, not no shipping. R6 Canon R6 Mark II free shipping is what I think I titled it as. Maybe you could find it, but you guys are not the ones, but at least it needs to be able to be found. Put the Facebook Marketplace to Miami, then Canon EOS R6 for $2,050 minimum max. He is the only ad at that price. Oh, so Randy's telling Woody how to find it. So go to the Facebook Marketplace, go to the Miami area. Now that I don't know how to do, so either got to ask Andy or Randy, one of those two guys, and put it for EOS R6, not the Mark II, because I'm not selling the Mark II, for $2,050. So I made it $2,050 and did the shipping free. So if the shipping is 75 or 80 or 40, I'm gonna do the shipping. And here's the good old pal Funnel Fest. Yo, 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 Peter, how you doing? What you doing? So hail, the gang's all here. So Randy is saying hello to everybody. Hello, everybody. Well, you know, since I'm telling you that I have my Canon R6 up for sale, I have a question. Any of you guys selling anything? Write it there right now. Okay, just don't put a link, because I think YouTube, I have it set not to put links. I'm not sure, but I think I have it that way. So if you're selling something that's a camera related, I don't want your comic book for the 1922s, okay? And put it here so people will know that there's something that you have to sell. And for you guys, like let's say Funnel Fest he says he's going to sell his Hasselblad, okay? And I'm going to sell my Hasselblad for $9,000. Well, see the letters that are in red? that is FunnelFest's handle for YouTube. You can go there and write him a note. And that is the name of that tune. Charles says, I put one of my Fuji lenses for sale. Boy, that was quick. In the Facebook marketplace, and sold it within 2 hours. That's the way to do it. You guys pray that I could sell the R6. So Randy is saying, Louis saying hi to Randy. Randy's sending pizza over. I already talked about Sly. I did see Anthony, but he wrote a comment. Now he's here in the chat. Happy Friday, Peter and friends. And to you and your gang, happy Thanksgiving. And to all the kids, I hope you guys all get together. So Lewis says, Mark 6, Mark 2. Yeah, that's the one that Sly got. And some of those lenses. She didn't tell me what lenses she bought. So Mark says, thanks. That's me having my photos shown at a gallery. It was 28 degrees here, and I have a gig tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I'll get up at 6. I'll go pee, and then I'm going back to bed. You can get up and go out in the cold, okay? It's going to be cold, but I get to use a cinema camera. That is very cool. So Mark's going to have a good time tomorrow. I'm going to start on my preparations for my turkeys, plural, tomorrow. So Lewis says, I love you, Peter. I love you too, Lewis. I love everybody in here. And that's why I do this show. I really enjoy all of the guys and gals that come in. I put on the wrong pants and they keep falling. You can't see it, so don't go looking down there. There's nothing to see. I'm wearing plaid boxer shorts, so it'll look like I'm wearing gym shorts. But it keeps sliding down because I was 160 this morning. So it seems to be fluctuating. 158, 164 got me a little scared, and it started going 162. From 164, that was a big drop. And then in the last couple of days, I'm 160. So there we go. So Charles says, if you're going to bring the new Fujifilm camera to test, I strongly recommend the XH2 instead of the XH2S. Really? Okay. Huge difference with the 40 megabyte sensor. Now you know it's going to get tested here. So you agree with your suggestion there? Because sometimes in here it's better to have the lower. But I want the better focus system. Whatever their best focus system is. And do they have like a 30, I think they got a 33 millimeter because that'll let me mimic a 50 millimeter. So Lewis says, I'm not selling, I'm buying. So Lewis is asking, Charles is asking Lewis, what are you buying? And here's Lewis with a very decisive answer. Lewis has no problem being very decisive. Anything you recommend? I sold my Canon system to MPB because I don't want a chance to getting robbed by a shady character. Okay, so let me read that again. I sold my Canon system to MPB. Is MPB like a KEH? Because I didn't want the chance to getting robbed by a shady character. Okay, that kind of makes sense. All right, so Lewis is talking to Charles, and Lewis is talking to me. Peter, you got any good news? Well, let me tell you the good news, Lewis. It's called the Good News Bible. I suggest you read it from cover to cover. There we go. 160, Peter. Great job. Wait, what's 160? What did I do? Anthony, what you talking about? What you talking about? Lewis says he doesn't mind manual focusing. Manual. I'm just making fun. You spelt it right. Mark says the best focus system on the Fuji is in the XH2S2 because it's got dual sensors. Okay. You want to buy my R6? Well, if you're going to change your settings in all the different places, then it's fine. But if you're going to have like a room like I've got here, and it's the same lights back there, It's the same piano that goes here. It's the same Christmas desk up here. I got the same, whatever you call those things, soft boxes up there. Once I got this set up to where I like it, I want to save that preset. So for video, I cannot. However, there's a workaround. I'll tell you what the workaround is, okay? Go to the still pictures, set the camera how you want it for video, and then save that as a preset. And you're going like, well, Peter, if you can do that, what are you bitching about? Oop, what are you complaining about? I'm complaining because you do have some handicaps on the R6 when you go to save the preset for video. So the first and the biggest one, which probably wouldn't matter to 99.5 people in this room, okay, is when you're in the picture mode, you can shoot video very easy. Just push the red button and you're recording. One and done, okay? However, you cannot record in a log file. So right now I am using a log file from the camera, and that, which means I have a LUT applied to interpret the colors, and then I fine-tuned it, and you guys watch me do it, okay? And that's the first handicap. You can't use the log. You can use standard, natural, vivid. I use faithful, okay, for my pictures and videos when I'm not here. When I take this camera to my brother's house, or if we go out to eat at a restaurant or something and I take this camera, I switch it to faithful. That's a color profile that's in there, and there's quite a few more. Okay, so you could do that. So the first handicap is you can't choose log. And if you go like, that's fine, I don't have a problem, you know. Okay, well, that's the first problem. Okay, so the second one is, unless you're in the video mode, you can't shoot out the HDMI port. So I'm connected, I got 4 cameras running now, and they're all connected from the HDMI port into the Mac Mini. Bah! That little box right down there is actually recording this, and it's broadcasting it live to YouTube. And I don't think I connected Facebook tonight, but it does that too, okay? So those are the 2 handicaps. Other than that, camera's gorgeous, gorgeous. The camera is just plain gorgeous, okay? So it's, if I sell it for $2,000, or let's say I get $2,000 out, it's going to cost me another $500 again to get into the same thing with the Mark II, okay? So that's what Mark said. This is where I left off. Mark was saying the XHS2 has dual sensors. Okay, that'll make it important because focus is important. Take my money, Peter, please, please, take my money, I'm giving it to you. All right, Louis, get calm. Send it to Randy, and he'll keep it safe, because I don't want you to think I'm stealing your money, okay? Fuji does have a 33mm 1.4, but I do not recommend it. So how do I get to a 50mm on the Fuji? Which would be the lens or the closest lens to getting on that one, Charles? So Jim says, I sold gear on MPB as well and had a very positive experience. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know what MPB is. Do I always look smart? No. Here's my dumb look. I could look it up. You know, we have something. There's something new. In case you guys haven't heard, it's called Google. So I could Google that and see. So the 23mm f1.4, and I can zoom it in just a hair to get kind of like a look like this, because I wanted to go from. Actually, there's a tree next to this, a little bit more to that. So it can be a little wider. And on this side, I wanted to start with this red thingamajig with the lights in it, okay? And I wanted to go around a little bit past Jingle Bell's chair. So the 23mm might be, the 1.4 might just be the ticket. There you go. Shipping is going to be crazy to Canada. Oh, I forgot about that. You're not going to be buying my camera, okay? Unless you want a Peter Gregg camera, because somebody did buy a camera because it was mine. And to them, that's exactly what they wanted. They sold it a year later, okay, and they went to the newer model that came out. Okay, so Jim, I don't know what Jim is giving me some kind of a smile. Bop, 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 bop. And Charles says, no, the focus is the same for both cameras. The XH2 and the XH2HS have the same focus, I guess, system. The S is faster recording, but the focus is the same. Bop, 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 bop. And Lewis is asking me, yeah, the faithful mode, Lewis, is a very, very nice coloring. So I could easily, instead of being on C-Log here, I could be in faithful mode. Actually, I have it set up for faithful mode also. But the faithful mode doesn't give me that little bit of extra. You see over here the wood? Oh, see, when I want to talk and show you. All right, when we get back there in 7 seconds, okay, look at the wood right above Jingle Bells' chair. Because I'm in a log, see right there? Okay, so you can see it's not a black blob right there, which happens with most cameras. But because I'm in log, it gives me a better dynamic range. Now that's really very small, honest to God. And in some places, like I remember, Lewis, when you were out dancing, was it in the subway or a bus stop or someplace? In that case, I would want to crush the darks because it might have stuff in there you don't want to be seen. So there's an advantage to everything. Remember that. So when you see somebody dogging or poo-pooing on something, they're only looking at it from their point of view and nothing else. That is basically it. Mark says, I'm waiting for the X Pro 4 and the new X100, I guess the Mark V, to come out, and I may buy the XT5. Well, the XT5 is kind of like interesting to me. I had the XT3 as a loaner, and I liked it. Then I had the XT4 as a loaner. I liked it better. But the focus system wasn't better for me here. So I put the camera right up there, and whatever happened, happened. Okay. Funnel says, I love the Mac Mini M1. Seriously, for $600, you can get them for $530 now in the refurbished, and you get the same everything with it. Okay. It's a recorder. Honestly, best bang for the buck. Are you going to buy the Mac Mini M2, Peter? Is the Mac Mini M2 out? I don't think it was out yet. I think it's the Studio, $2,000, right? So I'm not buying that one because of the pricing right now. Peter, who writes your jokes? Oh, you're making fun of me now, Lewis. Come on, man. Give me a little bit of a break, dude. I don't script, and I don't rehearse, and I don't have outlines, and I don't even have show notes. Sometimes I write show notes for specifications. Okay? So that's as best as I can do, Lewis. Give me a little bit of a break. The XH2 has 8K and down samples to 4K. Boy, that's good. Let's put it on the coaster. While the XH2S samples down from 6.2K, okay, to 4K. So the XH2 samples from 8K down, which is going to make it a clearer picture. Okay, so that would probably be a good thing. Huge difference in quality of the video. Yeah, I'm going to have to study that one out. Thank you for giving me more homework to do, Charles. Thank you, Pa. I don't have enough to do. I might buy the Fuji. There goes Lewis. He just fell off the chair. The XT5 is crippled by Fujifilm on purpose. Well, what do you think? This R6, they crippled it, and they didn't need to. But thank God I could work around almost all of it. Okay. Oh, you're right about that, Peter. I remember that. Wow. Wowzer. Peter, are you getting anything for Black Friday? I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm not sure. Mark says, Mark from Chicago. I love you, Mark. Thank you for being here. The XD5 is made for photographers, but I have certain cameras for video and others for photography. Tools of the trade or different strokes for different folks. That is a good thing. And Lewis was next. Thank you for bringing me joy. No problem. I aim to please. I do. Okay, so the Mac Mini M2 is rumored to come out in March. Okay, so it is something that could be coming out. Okay, so I am feeling really much better tonight, but in case I wasn't feeling well, I set myself up a thing. Now, let me see if I got it right, because I just did this afternoon. So I'm going to sit here in the chair, and I'm going to cross my legs, and I'm going to relax. And one of the problems is reading, writing, and arithmetic. So I took the Nikon, okay, and so I put a chair here, okay. So I brought the Nikon over there, and I put it from FX mode to DX mode. So DX mode actually is where, instead of the full frame, the DX mode is what you're looking at now, and it's in green, okay? So the green is Nikon only for the moment, all right? And I have the 50mm, the same lens that I had on there all these years. And I have it going back and forth between DX mode and FX mode. And it's now rotating the cameras, rotating the same camera. And this is why it's important to have good software, because with the same camera, I've got two views. I've got this one. Now, I got them both set up for 20-something seconds, so I could fine-tune that if I like the close-up shot better, where I can actually talk to you man to man. Okay, listen to me. All right. And now I could sit and relax, because even the 7.5-hour show I did and the 5-hour show, they were all standing up. Okay, it was only a little window there where I actually sat down, but that was in the other Christmas room. In this Christmas room, I didn't have a feature to be able to sit down. Now I'm sitting in a comfortable chair. It's got arms, see? I got the mouse. I brought the pad over here. Let's see if I can read what you guys are saying from this distance. Lewis says, thanks for everything, Peter. Yeah, I can, but I would like to make that bigger. Is it a short show today? No, we'll go to 11. I'm in no rush. I like to see how this camera is doing it. So this is the Nikon. It's got the same coloring that I had before, so I didn't really change the colors. So you guys are going to have to give me a little bit of feedback on that, or I'll watch the show tomorrow and see what it looks like. And I might have to tune this in a little bit. So the only thing that's different is I'm not close to the main softboxes anymore. I am way far away. However, as the main light now, I have right up here, right up there, is my hair light for when I'm standing up at the main desk. So are you confused? So when I'm standing up at what I call the Christmas desk, which you can't see in this, I'm pointing to it. And that's how you see me all the time. And the revolving cameras are all designed for the subject to be standing at that, what I call the Christmas desk. And the desk is high, it's above my belly button, so I stand there and I stand all night long. And I said to myself, you know, since I wasn't feeling very well last week, I'd like to sit down. Maybe I can go a little longer. So this chair's not bad. I mean, I could get a more comfortable chair, but this one's not bad at all. So I took the Nikon, which I had moved over here for to have some close-ups of things, which is a good, I want to try something, okay? You guys will be able to see it. Okay, so now I'm kind of relaxed. I don't know where the heck my mouse went. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it is harder for me to see the screen, because it's a 40-inch screen. Hey, Louis, Lazuka, I might be looking for a really crazy price for a 55-inch screen. We'll up the 40-inch to a 55, or even if there's like a crazy 65-inch, then I can sit back here and I can read. Now I can read, okay? So Jim Monday is saying, see, I'm straining a little bit. I had to visit and run early flight to sunny Florida. I'll wave to you all. Oh, are you flying? Wave as you fly over my house, okay? So I'd like to make that bigger. Let's see if I can do that. Yes, I can. Okay, that was easy. So what did I just read? That was from Jim Monday. Okay. So he said, oh, I hate to visit and run. Early flight to sunny Florida. I'll wave to you all in Florida. What part you going to? And Mark is saying, the calibration you did is working well. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into that. So I do appreciate that. The Canon looks good on my phone and on the TV, which is one of the biggest problems I have. Is it looks good in one place and doesn't look good in the other. The colors are more richer on my phone, and that proves my point. Each item actually will put your whatchamacallit, your colors in a different profile. So the phone, so I look at mine on my phone. That's one profile, right? I look at it on my iPad. That's another profile. And I'll look at it over here, which is the Toshiba 40-inch. Okay, the XD5 does not support a battery grip. Okay, meaning that the red badge lenses are more top-heavy. Yeah, that would be kind of important. Okay, so I did that wrong. So let me fix that up again. I'm working on something in case you think I fell asleep here. Okay, so I made it bigger, but I lost the ability to see the volume levels. So maybe if I move that down, because that's kind of important, I think. How about if I move it over there? That's fine. Okay, so okay, so I read Charles's with the battery grip. And Timu, hi Peter. Did you pre-order the R6 Mark II? I was going to do that. Why didn't it go up? I wanted him to see. Oh, okay. All right, there you go. I put it up. I was going to do that, but there's two things. Like Randy said, they might get into where I won't be able to have the camera for a while. So I was hot to pre-order it right away. Anybody that's going to pre-order it, use a link. Use a B&H link or Amazon link. That gives me a few pennies to to the account. It helps support the channel. Okay, it's not a lot of money, so I won't be buying my Rolls-Royce Ghost or my Tesla. Let's stay with the Tesla. Okay, so that's my favorite car right now. So it's not that kind of money. We're talking about $3 to $8, that type of money. Lewis says it does look amazing, which is very good. Okay, so here's something I want to do. Now, how do I get back from here to the table in an elegant way? Okay, so I'm thinking if I click there, oh, good, then I can stand up and walk up here. There we go. Oh, that foot fell asleep. All right, so now I'm back up to the table. So Charles says the Samsung 55 4K was on sale for $575 pre-Black Friday. Yeah, I'd like to get something down at around 400 level so I could fit it and squeeze it into my credit card. Okay. Jim says he's going to Sarasota. So that's Florida has an East Coast, which is Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, on and on all the way to Jacksonville. That's the East Coast. Then we have a West Coast, which is where Jim Monday's going. Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete, Naples, Fort Myers is all on the west side. Speaking of Randy, Peter, 75-inch at Best Buy, Hisense, $499. Ooh, 75-inch if it needs 4K. That's not bad. You guys want to help donate so I can afford it? I could put $400 on my credit card. Walmart. That's as much room, and that has to include food. So I won't eat for the rest of the month. I already bought my turkeys. Okay, so Lewis is asking me questions. I'm not answering that. Seriously, Lewis, let's do happy stuff. Jim, enjoy your time out in Sarasota. And Randy's out shopping. What you doing there, Randy? You going shopping? He's got the Samsung 75-inch class LED, 75-inch 4K, $579. So he went up $100. Look for the ONN at Walmart. That's the one I have in the kitchen. Very nice TV, but it's really about the price. Okay, so the brand, as long as it's not a junky brand, okay, that's where we're going to go. So that's what I'm going to look for, Lewis, for the whatchamacallit, for the Black Friday. My Tesla, I'm flip-flopping, but it's going to be white on white. That's my main decision. I'm titillating with the ruby red on white, but the inside's going to be white for sure. And I'll tell you why. Because you ever wear shorts, and what do you call these? The back of your legs, the thighs? Okay. The black, you'll cook your thighs if you're wearing shorts. The skin comes on there. I have burnt my legs. So I had to learn as a teenager, you don't drive around with shorts on in Florida if you got a black leather interior, which is what my dad's car had, black leather interior. Okay, so the Tesla has a vegan interior, which means they are not leather from killing the cows and stuff. And it's supposed to be, which is a little bit ironic, but it's supposed to be actually one of the easiest interiors to keep clean. Does that make sense? White and easy to keep clean? They don't want to go together. Look, my hands won't go together. So white and easy to keep clean. No, it won't. It won't join. In a Tesla, it joins fine. So, what is your biggest accomplishment? Accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior. That puts me into heaven forever. I mean, what the hell? We talk about all these different religions. One specifically says, if you do this that somebody else did for you, you go to heaven forever. You go shopping and see if you come up with a better deal. So that's why in Christianity, Jesus said, you got to die for your sins. Uh-oh, I got a lot of those. But then he said, wait, I died for your sins. What? Yes. When I was on the cross, when everything turned black at noonday, that was Jesus bringing all the sins from all time, past, present, and future. And they were so dirty and ugly, the sins that mankind, including me, that we do, that it turned the sky black. And they all went into Jesus, like on that movie, The Green Mile, okay, where he sucked in all those bugs and took the sickness off the other guy. Well, he did it while he was on the cross. And then God sent fire to burn Jesus while he was on the cross, but Jesus survived that. And then when it was all done, okay, Jesus said, it is finished. That's why I don't like when I watch preachers that go, you know, your sin is going to find you out. You know, they put that little, okay? And if you send $250, we'll send you holy water. I could be a good preacher. The donation number is at the bottom of your screen. I'm making myself laugh. Sorry, guys. All right, get back to business here. So that's the only religion where it's paid for. All I have to do is accept the gift. Like a Christmas present. You could reject a Christmas present. You could say, no, thank you. Or you could say, yes. Okay? It's as simple as that. But Peter, are you saying if I do that, I can do all the sinning I want? Well, yeah. When you marry your wife, okay, and you get that marriage license, you can do anything you want to your wife. She'll freaking beat the crap out of you, okay? Or when you have a baby and you take him home and you've got that birth certificate, you're going to love that child to no end. It's the same thing in Christianity. When you receive Jesus, you're going to love him. Otherwise, don't bother. Go to Buddhism or Mormonism. I mean, they got a cool deal over there. Everybody can become and rise up to the same level as God. but you got to work your way there. I mean, he doesn't help you do it. You got to work your way there. But in true Christianity, the bill is paid. You ever go out to a restaurant and they say, oh, the people at that table paid your bill? That's what Jesus did. He paid my bill. Now you know why I don't really give an SHIT, that I can stand here and say it, and I don't care. It's only for me. If you want to be an atheist, be my guest. If we're allowed visiting rights, I'll visit you in hell. No, I'm not picking that. God is the judge. I am not judging. All right, so gotta behave a little bit. Let's see. Where did I got ongoing? Cheaper than the ONI. It's ONN. Okay. So I'm going to look up that $4.99 one, but I won't be able to find it until Sunday because unless I think I can remember Hisense. Okay. So as long as it's a decent picture, this is a cheap Toshiba. Okay. I think it was $200. It's a 40-inch 4K. And I'm reading you guys on that. So Randy is still shopping for me. Lewis says, God is the greatest. Amen. He's got it. Okay. Lewis says, I can send you $200 Canadian dollars. Lewis, I don't even think you have a job, buddy. I know you have a big heart and a loving heart, but don't you send me any money if you're in bad shape, okay? Big boy, you know I love you and all that, but I am not here to get money from people, okay? If I was here to get money from people, my show would be very different. I got to pull my pants up again. I'm here to love on you, okay? So let me love on you. I was just kidding when I said to send me money. If it came across too strong, do not send me money, okay? Unless God says, hey, million is spelled M-I-L-L-I-O-N. If God says that to you, okay, maybe you should listen. I don't know. Maybe you should. I don't know. Okay. Randy found another one, the TCL. Oh, I think that's the one that's got the Roku built in. $298. No. Seriously? $298 for 65-inch? I can buy that on my credit card. If that's true, send me the link by email or text me. Send me the link by text. Okay. $298. Dear Lord Jesus, Jesus answered my prayers right live on the Friday night show. Send me $25, I'll send you. No, I'm kidding. I'm only teasing, God. I'm only kidding when I do that stuff, okay? Make sure there's no lightning around here. Funnelfest says, I am baptized, I'm been dunked, and accepted Jesus. I don't push it at all on anybody. Right. It's everybody's personal choice. I mean, my neighbors on this side are Jehovah's Witnesses. My neighbors across the street are Jehovah's Witnesses. And Jehovah's Witnesses don't like Christians because we argue with them. But they love me because I don't judge them. You want to be a Jehovah's Witness? No birthday parties, no Christmas. The employees that my brother has at his store that are Jehovah's Witnesses can't give them a Christmas bonus. They're suffering for their religion. In Christianity, there's no suffering. It says to bear your cross. You know what your cross is? Everything that you come across every single day that's horrible, like I'm being sued, right? That's the cross I have to bear. And it isn't the suit. It's the fact that it could make me shake up my faith, where I get upset. And it happens. I have to tell you the truth. Sometimes I don't go to sleep because I'm upset about something. Okay? So that is where you're bearing your cross, is to believe Jesus even when, it doesn't make sense. There's a very, very big, famous Christian singer named Toby Mac. Okay? And he's like super famous. He'd be like a Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin type of famous. His son died in August, 21-year-old boy. And he is in pain. And he said his faith has been rattled. And he's a Christian singer. His albums are Christian. But he still sings, and he still goes out there, but you could see the pain in his eyes, okay? I can't even imagine what it would be like to lose a son, okay? So, Funnel Fest, you're my brother. I'm going to see you up there, or in the air. That means the rapture. Charles says, when are you putting your Christmas CDs back on? Can you do me a favor, Charles? Look in the description below. I meant to put in a link to the download of my album. How am I going to sell the album? I don't have one in here. Okay, I have a Christmas album, folks, in case you didn't know it. So just the digital download for $9.99 is what should be there. And if you click on it, Charles, make sure it says $9.99. I'll check it after I go off the air, because I meant to put it on, because I need to start saying that now. It is the season, okay? Peter, you're having too much fun today. Yeah, I am. I'm having a blast. But I'm getting tired. So you know what I can do? You know what I can do when I get tired? I can do this. Come on with me, boys and girls. Let's go over to the story chair. So I'm going to go over to the story chair, and I'm going to sit my little behind down. I'm going to cross my legs. Oh, I'm going to relax. What's with the accent? I don't know. And now I'm going to get you. I love you so much, I want you close to me. Randy's talking to Charles. And Charles is answering Randy, and Randy and Charles are having their own little show here, okay? So that reminds me, Randy's been putting up a lot of videos. Charles Richard has been putting up, not a lot like Randy, but a lot of videos. Randy has started climbing in the, subscriptions. So Randy has puts out quite a few videos. And tomorrow night, let's remember, we got Lewis at Mr. Camera Junkie, and Aiden might actually show up. He's there. I know, he's on the floor. But sometimes he grabs up so we can see. So Charles and Randy are talking. So Lewis says, okay, Peter, I think love is better than money. And now you got it. Now you got it. Okay? Lewis, please don't send me money, sweetheart. All right? I don't want you to do that. Okay, I should not have opened the big mouth right here, okay, because you guys are the ones that love me. This is not like the big channel where they pop in and they go away. They might not come back in for a year, okay? They can make donations. That's okay, because they need to support that channel. But this channel doesn't need to be supported, because I'm here because we're family. We get together. You notice we don't get a lot of subscribers. If this zipped up to 2,000, 10,000, it wouldn't be the same. I'd have to go get another channel just for you guys, okay? And maybe I'd make it where it's only, they have it where you can only allow people in that you pick, because I want to get together with you guys, okay? So Funnel Fest is, I want to say Jerry. Your name is Jerry? I restricted myself from saying it, because if I got it wrong, I'm going to hurt your feelings. And I don't mean to hurt your feelings, okay? How come the thing went away? I want to read it. Okay. I bought my parents a 55-inch Hisense 4 years ago, and it's still going strong. Great picture. There we go. So, Randy, that 65-inch for $298. So to go from 40-inch to 65-inch for $300, okay, it'll fit on my credit card. Okay, so... Oh, Randy, that link, I can't get to that. When I go off the air, it goes away. You have to send it to me. Peter Gregg, G-R-E-G-G. Why am I all crumpled up here? Okay. Peter Gregg, online at AOL.com. Okay. So that would be good. That means when I'm sitting here, how many more inches would I have? I'd go from 40 to 65. That's not bad. Boy, Randy, you know, you should be a professional shopper, dude. Let's see what they do with that for Black Friday. I bet they take it off. You can't buy it. Randy, who sells this TLC 8K TV? The TLC 8K or 4K? I think TLC is the one that's got the Roku box built in. But never mind. I'm not getting involved because Randy already answered him. Walmart. TCL. All right. I understand. I understood what you said. Okay, so Randy says we have, and now in door number 2, we have the Odyssey Neo G9. Odyssey Neo G9 is like, which is a massive 49-inch quantum mini LED gaming monitor that costs $2,300. It won't fit on my credit card, but I don't think 49 inches, just 9 more inches, you know. Oh, it's the ultra wide. So when they're going for that size, it's the biggie. It's the biggie. Okay. So Timu says, Peter, what is zebras in cameras? Need full tutorial from you. Chop, chop. Okay, so you're looking at my face, okay? So if my face, if you were in a camera and you put it in zebra mode, and my face was overexposed, that's the key. If it's properly exposed, you see no zebras. When it's any spot on the entire LCD, okay, on the back of your camera that's overexposed, it'll have stripes like a zebra. That's why they call it a zebra. Okay, they're not solid. Okay, they're transparent, but not a lot. Okay, so you could see what's there. Now, what you would do is you would change your f-stop or your ISO until the zebras go away. Now, this is where skill set, like Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, likes to say, improve your skills before you improve your gear, and that's important because this light over here might be all zebras because it's overexposed, but my face might be perfect. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If my face is fine, then don't go changing it because you got zebras on that bright light behind me. So the purpose of zebras is to help you quickly identify overexposed areas, number 1, and number 2, for you to make the decision, lickety-split, if those exposed areas matter to you or they don't. Because there could be things that don't matter that are overexposed and you go fine. However, what if you're a wedding photographer? Most brides wear white dresses. So you don't want crazy zebras on the entire white dress from her feet all the way up to her neck if she's wearing a full body dress. Okay, so this is where your skills have to come in. You've got to balance with that dress and the face. Okay, so that's where your skills come in. So what I would do is I'd expose for the dress to be proper or close. Doesn't have to be exact because you could pull some stuff in when you get your pictures or your video into the computer. All right, and then you could make it just to bring the face to get brighter, but none of the rest. So there's workarounds. That's why we're called professional photographers. And that's why everybody else is learning. I am working on a course right now that you cannot buy. So I'm not sticking my foot in my mouth. It's going to be $300. And it's going to be aimed at people that are doing photography for the first time. In other words, so they asked you to shoot a wedding. Now what do you do? That kind of a title. However, when I create the course, I will get into stuff that I just spoke about that's a little higher level, okay? So for $300, the most important part that I want to get down is that person that's afraid or scared or shook up because he's going around shooting with a camera. He's all happy. And then his sister or his brother or his best friend's brother, hey, I'm getting married. I can't afford a photographer. Can you shoot my wedding? And the guy goes, yeah, that would be great. Then he goes home and goes, oh, crap, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Well, that's where you're going to spend $300 and you're going to buy my course. And it's going to be cheap at $300 to help you through that wedding. Okay? So that's what I'm working on now. Now, you guys can actually encourage me on that. Like, I need to get it done. And we got turkey, Thanksgiving, then we got Christmas, and it's always kicking the can down the road. You go through the same thing. Don't give me that baloney. You don't have things where you've got projects that are forever in limbo. Well, that's going to be the item that I can actually sell. and it's something that I feel in my heart is something that's very needed for people, okay? Because I can make anything and sell it. What camera should I buy? $79.95. Now, I think that's ripping off people because you should be doing your own studying as to what camera you should buy, Lewis. So, or you get a guru like me that'll tell you what to do. But most people don't have that, all right? So that I feel is a ripoff, and that's not my style. I like to give people much more than they were expecting, much more than they asked for, okay? Then I feel happy in my heart. Okay, so I would make a terrible salesman. No, don't buy that model. Buy this model. You're going to save $3,000 and they give you a free tanks of gas or whatever. Okay, so anyway. So Randy said that was ultra wide. I just talked about the zebras. That was Timu. Can I just call you Tim? No? Well, I tried. All right, Charles says, yes, I see the link. Okay, anybody wants my Christmas album? It's a ballad style. I got 13 songs. I hired out for all the musicians from the Berklee School of Music. Either they're in school or the musicians have just come out of that school and they're looking for places where they can make money. So I did the arranging of the Christmas album. They're all standard songs. Silent Night, What Child Is This? I have to think of my own songs. Oh Holy Night. Okay, so you can get the digital download for $10. Now that you can spend. Okay, you spend the $10, and hopefully my shopping cart will send you the link, and you put it in your computer, and from there you've got MP3. Is it MP3 files? Randy, is it MP3 files that you get when you download the digital files? Okay, so whatever. So that is I'm doing that on purpose right now because I'm going to need to start saying that, because in January, that oomph, that desire for people to buy a Christmas album is just not going to be there, okay? So what do I have? 30 days? So I'm going to have to remember to say that. So thank you, Charles, for listing it there. Okay, so Randy's also confirming that that link is there. And he's saying, I already did that. You got my juices flowing. My God, if I could get myself a $300 TV to make the thing bigger in here, woo, that is awesome. All right, so if you want to help fund the TV, you could spend $10 to buy the digital download. Now you're getting something. Taking money is, I would make a really terrible preacher, okay, because it's hard to take money. I'm the kind of guy that likes to give money. All right, I'm playing Wordscapes. I'm trying to get the minimum score for the weekend tournament. You know, I did that with a friend the other day. We got pieces of paper, nothing digital, and we wrote down the word sprayer because I was just spraying chlorine on the patio. And the sprayer was there, and he asked me, what is that? It's a sprayer, okay? So I said, why don't we play a game? Let's take the word sprayer and see how many words. We put a timer on it, 60 seconds, and see how many words we can get out of that. I'd like to play that game with you guys, except I don't know how to do it. So I'm open for suggestions. Next week, right? No, Louis, you're not listening. Next week there's no show because it's Black Friday. It's Thanksgiving is on Thursday and Black Friday is on Friday. So Thursday and Friday, I'm probably going to, and Saturday I'll be busy. So I can have a weekend without the show. And that I'm going to do, okay? So there'll be no show next week, anybody that wants to know, all right? So Mark says, Mark is shoot MDM, all right? I forget, Peter, what editing software do you use for video? Final Cut Pro, whatever that is, FPX, Final, FC, Final Cut Pro, whatever Final Cut Pro is. There, Randy answered the question for you right there. Final Cut Pro 10. And I love it. It's excellent. As a matter of fact, I learned a trick on that, and I'm going to make a recording for the big channel. I just put a recording up because I smell, you know. I don't smell. I took a shower, okay, and I washed my hair. That's why I look so good tonight. I forgot to comb it properly, but I look good. All right. I think that Panasonic went through a phase where they were deciding whether they're going to get rid or sell of their camera division, like Olympus did. Olympus has the Olympus cameras and everything, and they sold it. So they're still the Olympus company. They do microscopes and lab equipment, medical equipment, and that's what Olympus does. So they sold off the branch for the cameras. And I think, my own opinion, I have no inside information, okay? If I had inside information, I would not be able to talk about it, and I wouldn't say anything. But because I have none, I could say whatever the HE double hockey sticks I want, whatever the heck I want, okay? So I think that Panasonic went through a phase where they could not decide whether they were going to keep the camera division or sell it off, or even maybe shut it down. I wasn't at the meeting, so to speak. And I think they decided they're going to keep it. That's the way it kind of looks to me. Because they developed, which means it's a lot of money. Because I was told by a couple of my friends inside of Panasonic that Panasonic was not willing to pony up the money to pay for the phase detection autofocus. So Panasonic has some amazingly great cameras. I would even recommend them to Lewis, okay? So the GH6, but then they have a whole line of full-frame cameras too, because I'm running this Nikon Z6 is a full-frame camera, even though I have it set to a crop mode right now, so that I can get the extra reach. Because this chair is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, almost 16 feet away from the camera, me to the camera lens, okay? So I put it in DX mode, which gives it an instant crop and no drop in quality. So the next camera in the Panasonic lineup that's due for a refresh, and I do have, if you Google it, you can see some of the rumor sites are teasing that the S5, which is a full-frame camera from Panasonic, might be the first one to get the phase detection focus, because they put it out on a professional series camera that you and I would not purchase. But they spent the money to develop phase detection. So if they spent the money to develop phase detection, come over here. Who says I got to be reaching so far? Okay, they didn't develop it for one single camera. That would be stupid, and they're going to have to answer to their, shareholders for spending that kind of money. But now they've got the beginnings of the technology, and they'll be able to, build on that. And look at the lineup of cameras they've got. They got 3 or 4 full-frame cameras: the S5, the S1, the S1R, the S1H, and then you've got the GH6. But the teaser is the G9. The G9 is a restricted camera on purpose, but it's a really good camera. It's got one of their best focusing systems in it, okay? And it hasn't been updated for a long time. So I'm thinking, think, like Winnie the Pooh, think, okay? I'm thinking that the G9 might be a surprise. Because look at it this way: if you just bought the GH6 and they came out with phase detection focus, you would get pretty pissed off at Panasonic. I just spent $2,500 or whatever the price is, $2,100, and now they came out with a GH6 Mark II, okay, at the same price with phase detection autofocus. That's bad marketing. However, the G9 is a much cheaper camera. And it's a very well-functioned camera. Panasonic is not the type of company that actually is like Canon. If you didn't pay for it, you ain't getting it, buddy. I mean, Canon is like chinchy, cheap. So I I could see the S5 coming out as an S5 Mark II, or whatever they decide to name it, S6, with face detection. And I'll tell you something right now. They have one of the better pictures on the market. They have one of the best builds for for the build of the body. Okay. There's a few features that need to be updated. They need to kill that 30-minute recording. I don't know if that camera has got dual card slots or not. And then the pricing is important. So if they come out with face detection on the full frame, I'm going to think about that more than you think I'm going to think about that. Because I have the older GH4, and I still love that camera. I use it in the kitchen set. It's actually screwed up on the ceiling for that overhead look, okay? So I actually have that camera. It's a unique camera. The functionality of the S5 is really excellent. So FunnelFest said that Apple dropped the X on Final Cut Pro. That's fine, because I usually just say Final Cut Pro. Mark says, I use DaVinci, but I may switch. You know, it's a very powerful program, and it's free. There, sold, right? They dropped a couple of features because they want you to buy the higher end one, but I don't mind buying the higher end one because they really dropped the price in half. What I do mind is the way that they choose to control it is with a dongle. And I don't have enough ports. And if I have to stick another one in there just so it can twiddle its thumbs, I'm not so happy with that. Final Cut Pro, I have very little negative to say. That doesn't mean I don't have none. I'm sure I could find some. Peter already told me the iPhone or the R7, and we're staying on that track. Okay? Now, here's the only thing, Lewis. I just bought this R6. Well, this is the Z6. I just bought the R6. Okay? And then Canon came out with the R6 Mark II. You don't think that was a kick between the legs? That was bad. And I called B&H and said, you know, I'm 15 days past my return window. They said, sorry, buddy, nothing we can do. But I'm one of your affiliates. I tell people to buy your stuff. Sorry, go away. We don't want to be bothered with you. You passed that 30 days. You're out. You're screwed. Turn around and bend over. That's how good B&H takes care of you. I was a little disappointed. I mean, for just a few days, even a month or so. You know, I am one of their affiliates. I'm sitting here telling people go to B&H and buy the camera, okay? They should send me one free. Here, Peter, use it. But anyway. Okay, let's see what Randy's coming up with interesting stuff tonight. Let's see if I can click on his face. He's in there someplace. Oh, you know what it is? The mouse, I'm so far away, the mouse is having a hard time reaching. Sale with add-ons for $99 to work with Final Cut Pro, which is for $299. Oh, that's a good sale. If that's true, Randy, that people should be scooping that up. Okay, so let's mark that. David Osler, I just said hi to David because he was doing a live show. Hi, Peter. Thanks for dropping by on my chat. You look good. You sound good. You even look younger. What did you do? Did you get a new filter? Because I know you didn't get any younger. So David Osler is in Australia. He's got a very active channel that's actually bigger than mine. I think you outgrew me now, right? And he's doing well. And he does a live stream. And I caught him live, and I popped in to say hi to him. He's an awesome guy. Awesome guy. You can't help but love the guy. So that's David Osler. And let's see. I'll update you when I get a chance, Peter. Thank you. Charles says, I use the new DaVinci Resolve 18.1. And it added several great updates, like AI for audio. You know what I remember, Charles? And you can update me on that. They were not allowing you to output in 4K unless you bought their next level up over the free. Did they change that, Charles, or is it still like that? Okay, so Lewis is going out to eat something now. I know. Okay, Lewis says, I'm wondering if I should try DaVinci. Here's the thing, okay? It's not the program. It's the fact that when you learn one, it's extremely hard to switch over to another one. Because you're always going, where was that? Where was that? How do I do this? How do I do that? Okay? And once you, just like lenses, when you have Canon lenses, are you going to go out and buy an Olympus? You're going to go out and buy a Nikon? No, you have Canon lenses. So you're married to the lenses, all right? You'll change the bodies, but your lenses usually change. So Lewis has gone on to eat. Lewis likes the IBIS in the GH5. No, I don't recommend the GH5. It's way too old. Okay. Let's click. I'm trying to get to you, Carlos. Okay. I'm going to have to update the battery on here because my mouse is a little bit out of reach. Super late to the party. Hope all is well with everybody. But you're loved all the time. We should have been off a half hour ago, so you wouldn't have found us, Carlos. Carlos is amazing. I told you, Carlos did a professional job, and I got to see some of the pictures, and he did wonderful. Okay, so Mark says, depends. If you need good autofocus, which I do. Okay, so let's go to the Canon R6. Then I can get up and I can walk over here. If you need good autofocus, then it's no. It's more of a cinema camera, Lewis. Okay. Funnelfest says, I like the sitting down chatting people, Peter. Very nice switching it up. Thank you. I think I'm having a hard time getting my mouse to reach because I was clicking on like your comments and it wasn't going up. So Lewis says the sit-down idea is a good idea. Panasonic says, Panasonic with great autofocus and competitive pricing would change the game. And now you've got that right. It's that good of a camera, okay, where I would actually buy one. I would actually replace a full frame Panasonic with what I've got here, the R6, if it focused as well as the R6. Peter, which SD card brand to go for? I would go for the SanDisk or the Angel. I would personally not purchase a Lexar. And yeah, get the V90. Looking for the 256 V90. So I think it's the SanDisk is called the Extreme Pro. That's mostly what I use. And I think the Angel Bird or something like that also has a good one. We had a whole bunch of photographers where the Lexus, not the Lexus, yeah, the Lexus. You stick a Lexus in your camera, you got a problem. The Lexar failed on them, so I won't trust that. Okay, it's a personal decision again. Mark says I have the iPhone 13. The iPhone 13 is sitting in a sweet spot for price and features. So it's actually a really good camera. But I think the 14 is the first. I could be wrong, so you guys don't shoot me. Just correct me nicely, okay? I think the 14 is the first one where they actually have focus on the camera when it's facing you, okay? So you could focus when you're recording everything out there, okay? But when you turn the camera around, all right, and now I'm talking to my audience, it doesn't have focus on the 13. Actually, Mark, if you've got a 13, you can tell me right off the bat, okay? Will the iPhone focus in selfie mode or not? Because I know that was one of the things they were talking about in the 14. So Charles is answering my question. Yes, you can upload, you can export, or whatever they call it, in 4K on the free version of DaVinci. Good. Pop, 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 pop. Lewis is talking to Mark, MDM. And, Craig is here. Hi, Craig. Thank you for being here. And hi, Peter, and everybody. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. Same to you, your family, your kids, your loved ones, whoever you've got. Thanks, Craig. You know I love you. Thank you so much for at least coming in to saying hi. Hi. Okay. So happy Thanksgiving to you also. The 14, according to Mark, is not that big of an upgrade, Lewis. I'm going to wait till the 15. Okay, so there we go. And now we are on the 11:30. Remember, next Friday, Peter's not going to be here. And neither is anybody else, for that matter. And I'll be here, God willing, and the bridge ain't up. I already showed that comment. Okay, so there we go. And now we can say good night. All right, I love each and every one of you guys. I pray for you every single night. Well, actually, now it's more in the morning. So when I get up and I get on my treadmill, which is something I've been doing lately, I start saying my prayers while I'm on the treadmill. It makes it go faster. Yes, I like that because it's like watching the paint dry. Okay. Mark is answering me. He said that the 13 does focus in the selfie mode. So there, we have an answer. Okay, so Randy is saying good night, everybody, and it is good night to everybody. If I had a good joke, I'd tell it to you now, so we could all go out laughing. But we'll go out laughing anyway. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. And, oh, this thing is really ticking me off now. I bet you the battery's getting weak. Well, the battery light is not on. It's going to get changed anyway. All right. Love you guys. See you in 2 weeks. Don't spend a lot of money on Black Friday, or do it. One or the other. Doesn't matter. And I pray for you. And if you guys are the praying guy, kind of guy, shoot one up for me. Okay? I need a prayer too. All right. Later. Bye. Good night. Everybody wave. Yeah, wave. There we go. We can wave at the R6. Good boy. Oh, no, this is the Nikon. I don't know what the Nikon's doing there. No, this is the R6. All right. Bye-bye.